So I'm really pleased to be invited to speak at the launch of the Economic Policy Research Centre's project to understand the impact of COVID on the involvement of women in businesses in Georgia and to develop measures to reduce the damage that COVID has caused. It's hard, I think, to overstate the importance of the women's role in the workforce. Time after time, international studies have shown that when more women work, economies grow. And that benefits absolutely everyone in society, not just the women themselves. It's been estimated that, in general, gender gaps can cost an economy up to 15% of GDP. And sadly, in Georgia, that gender gap is absolutely alive and well. So according to Georgia's National Statistics Agency, in 2018, around 47% of employees were women, whereas 53% were men. It doesn't sound very much, and that gap doesn't sound very big. But when you look at the gap in wages, it's huge. The average salary for men was 1,300 lari, whereas for women, it was only 745 lari. That's a huge difference. And the impact of COVID is huge. Early reports suggest that the impact of COVID on women has been particularly hard. Because women entrepreneurs mainly work in the service sector, in tourism, and perhaps in retail, the impact of COVID has been particularly severe. So early statistics show that nearly 90% of those people made unemployed as a result of COVID were women. Over half of Georgia's female entrepreneurs have been forced to close or stop their businesses, and 1 in 20 have been forced to close their business for good. And I think it's really important, of course, that the impact of COVID on women is not just seen in the workplace. There's been a huge increase in demand for homeschooling, something that I'm struggling with at the moment. There's an increased need to look after elderly relatives. Rates of domestic violence have increased. And across the board, in most cases, it's women who've had to shoulder that burden. There's already some early information out there on the disproportionate impact of COVID on women. But the benefit of EPRC-is project is that it will further generate more detailed evidence on the impact of women in business, and it will turn that to some practical benefit. So it will support the preparation of a handbook for women entrepreneurs to support them to grow their businesses in these difficult times. And really importantly, this research and the results will be shared with government to allow them to better support women as the economy grows. So responding to COVID is a huge challenge for absolutely every country in the world at the moment. And in the year of the UK's G7 presidency, the UK is working to support the global economy to build back healthier, greener and better, and supporting more women entrepreneurs to get back into business, get back into the workplace is an absolutely key part of that. So I look forward to seeing the results of this project when they're available.